Instead of having a Behind the Mask podcast, we are going to have Behind the Mask conversations.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people who are ready for our next guest. Listen, man, this dude here is fine now. He is very good at what he does. A lot of people know him as the Lumberjack. He's been a captain for so long. You know what? I think we might need to call him the captain as well.
Sure.
Man, I can't wait until we get our next guest on, too.
Yo, this is my guy Wes, man. I mean, incredible guy, man. Incredible father. That's one of the main things. Raising his kids, playing in the NFL, doing this thing. 12 years in the league now?
12 years, bro.
We're going to talk to him about that journey, too, which is dope because it's not like he just was, a cat that high draft pick, as yourself.
Yeah.
He grinded it out and made a hell of a career.
No, he made a hell of a career.
Hell of a career for us.
And you know who else I think about when we talk about Wesley Woodyard? Is London Fletcher.
Facts.
One thing that they both have in common. Both are unrestricted. Well, not unrestricted, but both were undrafted.
Undrafted free agent.
Man, that's unanimous. Like you off the chain.
And we gonna bring in our dog, Wesley Woodyard.
What's up, fellas?
What's happening?
Up?
What happening?
Hey, man, I was sitting back like, man, I can't wait to Behind the Mask, man. When they gonna interview me? When can I come on? When can I be a part of the show? Hey, it's beautiful, man. I'm out here on Lake Woodrow in the back. Catfish, oh, so delicious. Fried, dye, laid to the side. Ain't too crazy.
Red beans and gravy.
Hey, you feel me? So, man, it's a beautiful day, man. I'm here quarantined with the fam, man. Just enjoying life, man. Enjoying this parenthood. Because right now it's firsthand. You get to really see what the teachers go through on a daily basis.
Yeah. What's up with that, man? How you doing? How you adjusting? I mean, typically, obviously, you still got to work out. You know what I'm saying? Get ready. You're a free agent now, right?
Yeah, I'm a free agent now, so it's been a little different. Obviously, of course, not having those opportunities to go in and see teams and to get a chance to see physicals, it kind of slowed the free agency process down for a lot of guys, especially for older guys like myself. So, I was kind of expecting to be signed on the later end, but now, man, it's cool because now I get to focus on myself. I get to focus on those muscles and those areas that I may have been weak in, and at the same time, I get to spend more time with the family. Don't nobody like OTAs anyway, man. That's for birds.
Hey, and I'll tell you now, coming from one vet to another, you have to spend so much time, bro, like in OTAs, man. I remember, like, especially because I played the majority of my career on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But then when I went to San Fran, I had Mike Singletary as the head coach. And
You was in there all day.
No, but this is what scene was cool though, bro, because he was like, hey, Takeo, I just want to let you know this, like, you shown me enough to where you know it from a mental capacity.
Yeah.
Let's hypothetically say if I allow you to be able to come in a little later at your time so you can get more family time, can I count on you to know exactly what's going on? I remember looking at Singletary and saying, you know what, see? Absolutely. You can.
Hey, I'll see you 2 hours later.
You heard.
That's what I really feel like. This is a good opportunity for coaches and players to take advantage of this opportunity of what it really means to be a pro. The coaches are trying to push to get us back in the building. But if you're in the NFL, obviously for me it stands for not for long. A lot of guys say that, but the NFL, you think of the best players, the best coaches are in the league. So if I'm a coach, if I'm a great coach, I don't need a lot of all of that time to get my guys prepared. I don't need this. I don't need my players in the building. What I do need my players to do is to make sure when they come back in the building that they're ready to go, that they're willing to learn. Because how many times have you guys both seen it in your career? You go into OTAs and you're like, man, we doing the same install again?
Yeah.
Install after install, the same install. You go through the same install 3 different times before you get to training camp, and it's like, it's pointless for some vets. So, hey, hats off to Singletary for letting you do that.
Right. So 12-year career in the league, man. Dope. 10 years, I believe you're a captain, right? in the league?
Shoot, all 12, man. I was
All
talking to
12.
Spikes earlier. I've been a captain ever since my high school, my senior year of my high school, man.
Damn. So you've been the
So
man.
No,
it's
that's
been,
17
That's
years,
ridiculous.
bro.
bro, it's honestly, it's been something that I hold dear. I hold dear to my
Yeah, that's
heart. You
heavy.
know,
That's
it's an
heavy.
accomplishment every year. I pray about it. God, let me be a leader for your kingdom. Use me. Let me be a leader, a captain inside of my locker room. And I've been blessed. My senior year, that was something in high school, I should say. That was something that I really wanted to be. Like all my other years, like I wanted to be a captain in the NFL, but my high school football team, LaGrange High, at the time, we were a powerhouse. So that was all I knew. We lost 3 games in high school, and I wanted to lead. I wanted to be a leader because to me, it wasn't about me. It was about how can I affect the generation after me. And I just remember guys that came before me, Bruce Thornton, my cousin Ashante Woodyard, Skylar Thornton, guys I went to school with, Trey Blackman, Braxton Kelly, who sacrificed and who knew at a young age that this is what it's going to take for us to be good, not just this year, but the years to come after us. And I think that's something that really kicked my whole captain spree off, man, high school life. I
That's
just
dope.
love to compete, man.
Hey, bro, and you talk about competing, though. See, I'm a little familiar with me being from Georgia as well. You talk about those the Grangers.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you look at the influence, man, you guys won a national championship in high school.
Dang.
And so when we talk about your 17-year streak as a captain and some of the influences that when you was a little jit
Yeah.
running around, you probably wasn't even watching the game. You was running around trying to emulate what they were doing out
Come
there.
on, man. That's that's
Bro.
something that I always tell these young cats today because I really feel like they lose that aspect of learning how to dream. I'm telling you, I'll be at the game watching my cousin, and at halftime, my mom know where I'm gonna be at. I'm in the back of the end zone. I'm trying to catch a football. I'm trying to tackle somebody. I'm doing something with
Yeah.
football involvement in it. And that's just my dream. Like I'm dreaming. When I get a ball, I'm like, oh yeah, Wesley Woodyard with the ball. And that's what you got to put yourself through, man, in life if you want to go and experience the greatness of that life has to offer.
Right. Right.
Hey, like some of the influences, like I was big fans of them because I was watching from afar. You know what I mean? Like a couple of hours away, but like Marty Carter, Rodney
Yeah,
Hudson,
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Tony Stark. You know what I
okay,
mean? All these guys, because they know my history, bro. I
okay.
know it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Hey,
like how much of influence that came into the leadership role for you being like 17 years straight though?
it was key, man. We had guys like you said, Marty, Tony Stargell, guys that came back, man. They used to throw football camps in my
Yep, Harry.
hometown and would be the men that you would see doing the things that you wanted to be. Like, how many times as a kid I used to look at this like, man, I'm getting a chance to be around an NFL player. Like, this might be the only opportunity that I got. So I'm about to soak up every piece of knowledge and information that he gives me. He might be talking to Tutan, but guess what? My ears open.
Yeah.
He might be
Yeah.
talking to Takeo, but listen, my eyes is watching. So it's like so many different things you can learn from, man. And that's what I had so many great guys that came before me that I wanted to, emulate, man. I go back to you. I heard you talking about Fletcher too. Like my top linebackers was you, Fletch, and Ray. I'm like, hey, if I could get me some of that thick neckness in my life, I'm all about it.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
all about making them
you see,
tackles, baby.
I'm trying to squeeze
So,
in the frame right now because Spice got this neck right
hey,
at him.
hey, now you know you don't want no problems with no backer now. Then you
Nah,
go line you up at that guard spot and splatter
listen,
you.
And you know what? And we gonna keep coming at
he,
it.
he light, he pulling, he pulling.
He pulling, he light. We got a light one. But yeah, Spikes, man, I remember watching you at Auburn, man. I was a huge Atlanta Falcons fan, and I was very disappointed at pick number 10. Of course, I was a big I like Brookins in the end, but I'm like, man, we about to take Spikes. We about to have a crushing defense. And then it didn't happen. And then you end up going to the Cincinnati Bengals, and I got a chance to follow you whenever it would come on TV. Y'all would get mollywopped sometimes, so they would put y'all on the screen.
I even be honest with you, we were getting mollywop most of the time. But the gratification that I took out of it is I wanted to make sure, bro, like, you know how when you come back home, you work out with the rest of the boys?
Yeah.
I remember this one time, though, like, this story, though, like, I was training myself, Hines Ward, Wayne Gandy, Carlos Simmons, Tutan was there,
Yeah.
Jamal Lewis. And I remember they were just cracking on me. Spike, y'all sucked in Cincinnati. But he came back and he was like, you know what? Our offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, said, this is the guy we need to make sure we circle and make sure that we put a hat on him.
Right.
And that was enough gratification
That's it.
for me, though, dog.
That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, man, there's so many times like you can put on that film and you might not win, but your effort is gonna speak more than anything. And I think that's why one of the reasons why I really looked up to you as a player. Like if it was a ball over there, you're gonna go get that thing and you're gonna bring it back to the rough. If it ain't a fumble, you're gonna bring it back. Hey, I got it. Ain't no time. I'm getting every tackle. And I think that's the spirit of what I really love about linebackers. If it's a play to be made, I don't care if it's 50, 60 yards down the field, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. And that's the same thing that transition over into life. That's why, you know, everybody look up to you because you're such a great man that I'm going to go out and I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go get the job done. And that's what linebacker spirit, the mentality of being a linebacker is about.
Facts, man. Well, take a brief moment real quick. You got a lot of people in the comments, you know what I'm saying? All your fans are out there. They saying what's up to you. They saying what's up to the Lumberjack, man. They saying what's up to the Lumberjack. Where'd you get that nickname?
Oh yeah, man. So that was a cool little nickname. I was early in my career out in Denver making some plays, and you know, of course, my last name was Woodyard, and my teammates used to call me Woody. But I never really had a name that stuck. So I let the fans tune in. Like I'm gonna let the fans vote. And see what they say. And I had a guy came up with the Lumberjack. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to put that in the polls and let the fans see if they like the Lumberjack. So the Lumberjack was a fan-appointed nickname. And he was like, I'm going to call you the Lumberjack because every time I watch you play, your name is obviously Woodyard. And you out there laying the wood. You knocking the wood down like the Lumberjack. So I'm like, hey, that stuck with me. So I'm like, man, I got to go out there. I get a chance to put on the Lumberjack face, man. And I'll share a story with a guy named Brian Dawkins, Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer. I'm like, B-Dawk, how is it every Sunday we see you Monday through Saturday being this holy man, this very nice, gentle man, but when you're on that field on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, when it's time to play, you got a mask on. And he's like, Wood. For them hours of the day, I get to dress up like the X-Men, like I'm like the Wolverine. I get to come into my own. I get to be me, Jack. Hey, and they can't feel it. They don't want none of that pressure. I'm like, I want some of that. So from that day forward, I'm like, man, I have to ball to get me a nickname. And it was just like great to be around guys like B-Dawk that really, this man had his own locker. With just Weapon X.
Weapon X, right?
So you come in, let me get it. Let me find my B-Dawk, man. Listen here, baby. Look, let me go get that B-Dawk. This is B-Dawk right here. Get you some B-Dawk in your life, baby. Get you some. Hey, every day I look at this thing, man, when I come into my office, it motivates me, man. That's what it's about, man. What are you doing for the future of the game? You got to motivate the next generation. You can't take this knowledge of life and let that thing go into the grave. And that's what the greats do, man. They share, they reach back, they pull up other guys, and they keep the thing going. They keep the train moving.
And so, like, when we look at that, bro, I know it's a lot of pressure on you. And I remember talking to London Fletcher, and he was saying, like, it was just so much pressure day in and day out. When you come back home, you have to decompress. Now we got to give your wife a shout out.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Veronica, what's up? B, shout out to B right now.
Oh, yeah, B Weezy, man. Hey, man, I have an amazing and a great wife, bro. It's like, honestly, I always tell her, like, man, my career took a really huge shift, took a 180 once I met her, man, because you can't be great outside of the house if you don't have somebody back at home holding the fort down. And that's why we got so many kids, man. I got a great wife, man, a great partner, a great friend. We met during the lockout in Miami, and, you know, she saved me, man. I tell her I was in the middle of making some bad decisions, and then God was like, here, just go ahead and just take a little bit of V in your life.
She chimed in, too. She chimed in, hey.
Y'all know, man. Y'all know how my wife is, man. She hold down the fort, man. She's a true leader, man, and we're like the same people, man. And that's something that kind of makes this quarantine a lot easier when you get a chance to spend time with your loved ones, somebody that you really love. and somebody that's steadfast like yourself. You know, that we got 4 kids, so every day you can't let up, and she's not afraid to not do that, man. So I tip my hat out to my wife, man. She's my best friend. If we had linebacker wives that can come to play on that, she'll be starting beside me.
she does the flag football too. I seen her in the off season, I think, doing the flag football, doing her thing, yo.
Oh yeah, man. You know, hey, listen, man. I got to say this, man. She got me my first offensive coordinator job of the year, man. And, you know, we had a lot. Listen, man, I got to stop playing. Come here, Greg. Stop playing with me, man.
Hey.
This is the trophy right here. Hey, undefeated, man. That team was called the Jersey Chasers, man. We put together a great year. It was her first time really playing flag football. So what's up, Grace? Say what's up.
What's up?
This is my son, Grace. You see, we got on matching Bruce Lee shirts, man.
I see. Great
All
shirt.
right, I'll be out there in a second.
Get your shirts.
Yes, we will. We will.
Now?
Not now. Go close the door.
Is it Grayson or Gray?
It's great.
Greg. We call him. It's Grayson, but we call him Gray.
Hey, Gray. Make sure you tell your beautiful family I say hello, especially your auntie. Okay.
See, man, they out in the back now, man. We probably gonna get on the tube later on, man.
So you had Gray, your little man. I seen him the other day on Instagram. He's not jet skiing. He's water skiing.
Water skiing.
How old is he now?
Man.
5, 6? What is he?
He's 5, man. He turned 6 this month, man. It's funny, man. Spikes texted me, told him, man, how your kids swimming before they walk?
Right, before they talk, anything.
So my youngest, she'll be 1 in a couple of weeks or so. Lane Lennox, she just started walking last week, and she was swimming like 2 months ago. So man, it's been on this water, man. I just want to give my children experiences that I really never experienced. This is my other baby, Luca.
Hey, Luca.
She's a tough one. She's the rebel right now.
Hey, Luca.
But it's just like, man, I want to show my kids different experiences that I really never got a chance to experience. And that's, you know, right now, when I grew up, everybody only thought water sports were for the white people, for the white boys. You ain't see no white guys, no black dudes being on the ski or surfing out there. I'm out there. I'm putting that to, hey, that's no longer, that's in the past. We doing everything. Yeah. Everybody's everywhere. So, man, we doing everything.
No doubt, no doubt.
Hey, bro, like, I know you had them kids out there on that lake. And I do believe in Florida, most lakes are infested with those gators.
That's true. Hey.
I'm trying to figure out, like, why are we still talking to you right now and you still able to go out there and do that?
Now, before I say, Greg, you want to say anything about the Gators? What do you know about the Gators? You know not to go back out there? Are you afraid of alligators? All right.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm afraid of them, man. But listen, man, you know, playing in the SEC, I had my way with them Gators, man. I know about them Gators. I know how to move around the Gators, how to tackle a Gator. I've watched too much Crocodile Hunter, man. Nah, but it's beautiful though, man. Like, I'm a big nature guy. I love, you see V popping in. I love wild animals, man. So I get a chance to occasionally see alligators out there in the backyard, and it's not actually on my yard, but in the lake, I should say. And the lakes that we live on, they're very safe. It's a bunch of them are connected, so they're not territorial as they would be in a secluded lake. If they're in a secluded lake, they're gonna attack you all day. But the lakes we're on, they have so much different free access to go in any other place. I'm not saying that they ain't gonna bite you. And now if you go out there during nighttime, they're gonna get you. Or if you feeding them, or if you're doing something stupid like making a lot of noise on the bank over and over, they're gonna come get you. So I think, you know, that goes back to my partner V, man. We did a lot of research and a lot of things. So it comes with understanding your surroundings, and that's something that I'm doing, man. Every day it's a challenge.
I believe it. And I see the kids popping in and out, and I love it. I remember this Instagram post I think V had posted before. One of your baby girls was following you, and you were walking, and then you turned around or something, and you hit her, and she fell and bap. hit the floor real hard. You picked her up, stood her up, and just kept walking like it was nothing.
Hey.
She's crying. I'm like, you're not even gonna baby her, pick up, hey baby girl, you good or nothing. You just keep it moving, man. Describe your parenting, particularly during this quarantine right now, because I know they're everywhere.
Oh man, hey, listen, for all the parents out there, just take this little breathing exercise with me right here. Just give me two quick breathing like moments right now.
Come on, give me the holy prayer, bro.
Let it out, man.
Let it out.
We gotta breathe, man. But man, it's patience, man. I thought I was the patient one between the two of me and V, but I'm definitely learning what true patience means right now. Just being around the kids all day. You know, it's funny because I just told my son this other day I was trying to work out and he was out there trying to get me to catch some lizards. And I'm like, look, son, every day, dad has to do something in this order. Mom, too. Like, you're usually at school and you don't see this side of mom and dad, but we got to get these things done. So it's cool that I get a chance to show them a routine of not only what they're doing, but a routine of what I'm doing, too. And it's cool, man. I get out there, get a chance to work out with my kids, and it's cool to see my little girls out there training. You know, man, I'm a girl dad, and my son, he's a freaking competitor. He hates to lose at everything. He's trying to box, trying to play soccer, trying to race. So, man, it's been challenging, but it's been fun too, man. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to have so many kids to enjoy that family atmosphere. And now that we're actually having to be still, it's fun. It's great how God works. You got to be still to really enjoy what's around you, because so many times we're busy. You know, Spikes, I need you to come do this radio show. Tutan, I need you to come host this, come do this podcast, and do this. Wood, come do this. So many times we get boggled down by the wrong things, and now it's a perfect time to really focus on what you want to be around and what you want to accomplish in life, man. And right now it's being around family, spending that quality time with them.
Bro, it's funny you say that because I think about quality time, right? And it's something that we take for granted so much. Me and my daughter just started implementing walking around the neighborhood, and extended outside the neighborhood, walking 4 miles. We've done it like 3 days in a row. We recently just started doing it. So like you mentioned fun and challenging. What has been the fun or challenging things that you saw as an opportunity to turn this into a fun thing to kind of ease the mood a little bit?
Hey, I tell you what, hey, I'm glad my kid ain't in high school, because if I was trying to do some high school work right now, I'd probably be a little flat. But it's, I can say, man, I really had a chance to go back to elementary and learn just enjoy the little small things. Like, it's funny because I'm always this tough guy, this protector. And now, man, I'm in here doing finger paints with my kids for classwork, for school designs. And it's like, I get to come a chance to appreciate the art classes, the science, the music. So it's just, man, spending that time with them and showing them what's important. And like I said before, just giving them opportunities that they normally wouldn't get a chance to, like I had when I was a little kid. Like I thought I had to play football. That was my only out to be successful. You know, now I want my kids to see the world and to understand that you got to experience something to really learn about it. And that's what it's all about, man. I want them to have every opportunity, man. Y'all challenge me as fathers, man. I know y'all have very active careers and very active kids. You know, two, you was down here in Orlando a couple years ago with your daughter too, man, in a tournament circus. So it's like, what would be some advice that you guys would give for myself and for younger fathers who may just be starting out, that want to get in, that want to raise their kids? Like, what would be some good steps to be like, hey, I want my kid to be a student, an athlete first? What would be some things that y'all would tell us?
Well, you talked about one of the things, patience. You have to be patient because I told Takeo this too. When you have a 2-year-old, right? When Ray was 2, you're like, all right, I'm starting to get this hang of this thing. He's 2, you know, go through the terrible 2s or whatever. But guess what? Gray's your oldest. You never had a 3-year-old. So when he turns 3, you're like, man, what am I gonna do now? Now he's 3. So you're relearning him as he's growing as a 3-year-old. Then he goes 4 or 5, teenager. When you get to see, we have teenagers. My son Ty, he about to graduate college. He's 21. His daughter Jakai's about to go to college. So when you get to the teenage years, when they start running up, the hardest part to all the dads out there when you go to that school to pick them up from school and they don't run up to you and say, hey, daddy, no more, and they just walk up to you like it's all cool, you're going to remember that day. It's going to crush you because you're going to be like, what? They're growing up. What happened? Like, I was the cool dad. Like,
What
they just going to walk,
happened?
hey, dad, how you doing? You're like, wait a minute. Where you going? Give me my hug. Give me my kiss. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to come. But the patience, and you have to learn to evolve with your kids. You know, you have 4.
Yeah, that's a good point.
As much as you want to parent them the same way, they have different personalities. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to rear, discipline them in a different fashion, because some may respond well to, you know, being more stern. Some may not. Some of you may have to talk with. Some may have to, hey, get in here, do this right now. It's a beautiful experience though.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just learning on the fly.
It's just understanding like how to communicate. And I'm an alpha male, and I never apologize for that. I think all 3 of us are alpha male. But I think what really takes it to the next level is just understanding that everybody around you have different personalities, including your kids.
Yeah.
And so what it may take to motivate one person, it's not going to take the same thing. So from the communication side, which, you know, behind the mask moment, like I struggle with that at times. But the big thing for me is just understanding, you know, I believe awareness is the beginning of change. And so once you are aware, now you can be able to kind of implement certain things and be mindful of it to make sure that you're communicating properly, understanding depending on who your audience or your kid is.
Yeah.
And so that's been the biggest thing for me, bro. It's like just understanding that and then being able to not necessarily, you know, like, you know how it is. We deal with a lot of guys in the locker room who are like civil. They'll come in the locker room with a different attitude, different mentality every day.
Every day.
Every day, right? And so like you have to pick and choose, like am I gonna get in this shit today? Or am I just gonna be like, you know what? Let's have a conversation, bro. Let's figure out what's going on. So it's the same theory, same principles, and understand it ain't personal.
Yeah, man.
That I have to like
that what you guys just told me, man, made me really think about just like how the correlation of athletes, sports, football, definitely it relates to life, man. Like I always look at like like I had this coach, man, in Denver, Coach Richard Smith. To me, he's probably one of the best underrated linebacker coaches in the league. Like I don't know if he might have been in Denver when you was in San Diego, but
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, he knew how to motivate every different guy the right way. And it's kind of like all 3 of us, like we're great people persons. Like we know how to be in the middle of a crowd and be able to entertain this person and that person and still make sure everybody is getting along in one accordance. And I think that's a transition in life that football and sports, athletic, revolves into real life. Like, man, if you could take those skills on the field and work with men, like you just said, they come in the locker room every single day with a different attitude and it's the same person. If you can transition that into life, I think we'll be great, man. And that's something like I get challenged every time, man. Seeing a relationship that you and your daughter had, like that inspired me to, you know, be more consistent in my child's life, be a better father figure in my child's life. So I think that's something that, man, we got to continue to compete against each other in life, man. Got to be better, man, because, you know, growing up, man, I love my dad, but he wasn't a strong father figure in my life. So like you said, too, like you spend most of your times relearning the playbook. You got a 3-year-old, then you got to relearn that 4-year-old playbook. And that's the same thing in my life, man. I really never had that father figure. So I'm trying to experience, I'm trying to pull from this guy. What can I learn from Spike? What can I learn from my uncle? What can I learn from my cousin Derry? And it's like, that's what you got to do, man. You got to steal a little bit of plays from everybody's playbook.
Right. So how do you, with 4 kids, are y'all having more? Do you know yet?
Nah.
You done? That's a wrap? You closing up shop?
Nah. You know,
what Veronica got to say about that?
Oh, V like, oh hell no. So man, I told her I was gonna get snipped, but you know, man, hey, this COVID-19, I can't go nowhere. So
Can't go nowhere,
hopefully
yeah.
we can make it out of this pandemic without another COVID baby, without a COVID
Hey,
baby,
man,
man.
I hope you got a strong core game, brother. Working that core.
Whoa, back up.
Yeah,
We got a
man.
light one.
We got a runner.
He put it.
Oh my God, man. Hey, yo, tell me though. So, with 4 kids right now, how do you continue to challenge yourself as a father, and knowing that just like football, you either get better or you get worse. How do you continue to challenge yourself to become a better father?
Yeah, that's a great point right there. You either get better or you get worse. And I think to be a great dad, you got to look yourself in the mirror every day. At the end of every day, you got to go back and be able to recollect and recount what happened in a day and be, or could I have done this better? And every day, man, you got to challenge yourself, man. It's opportunities that you might miss throughout the day, but I think the bigger thing we get stuck on messing up, and instead of I'm gonna move forward. I'm not gonna let that mistake happen again. So 4 kids, you make a lot of mistakes, man. I can hear V right now saying something in the background that I didn't messed up. So every day you just gotta challenge yourself and not be afraid to make mistakes. And when they happen, man, be a parent. Be there for your kids. That's what our kids want, man. They want that time to be with their dad and their parents.
One of your fans, Shawnee B, said, "COVID babies are definitely happening."
No. What's up, Mom? I see my mom in there.
Mom Duke's in there.
Mom Duke, Etna Rutledge. What's up, Etna Earl? Happy Easter again. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody too, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Happy Easter to everybody. V, I know you gave us a little love, man. She said, hell no.
I told you what she would say.
I guess she was trying to make sure she was tuning in to make sure you ain't cutting no side deal over there. This is what I'm
for that first interview, man, coming out COVID-19, baby, man, the thing going hot, man. Going hot.
Oh man.
Nah, bro, man, but man, we appreciate the time, bro. Like it's hard during this time, and like when you look at this time where we are, and you see a lot of guys who really struggle, because this is the reality of it. We get caught up in our profession, especially playing professional sport, and truth be told, you may not be at the house 8 to 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And then even the other 3 months, you may have to go back and forth. Like, what biggest advice would you give to the younger guys who are now looking up to you to let them know this is how to navigate what you have in order to keep it and to be a better man?
Man, it's a couple of things. One, I would like to say with this time, like, be comfortable with being alone. Like, it's one thing with this football where it takes us away from so many different people, so many different things. And then all of a sudden you're ramped up into this 8, 9 months out of the year. And when them last few months, it's like, how do I cope? And now we're like, you got to be by yourself. You can't be around anybody. So it's like, just be comfortable with yourself, man. Understand, like, don't answer them little bitty voices, but answer the ones that's making you get better. Not those ones that's trying to make you do the dumb things, but just be comfortable with yourself and be motivated. Like, if I'm a guy who doesn't have what I need to have right now, let that motivate you. And I shared this with another guy the other day. It's almost like, if you're a younger guy, if you're coming into the league and you don't have what you have right now, you don't have the big house, you don't have the nice cars, you don't have the family, but you're working your tail off right now, let that be motivation to, I'm going to be a better player. Wesley got it. I want to get it. So I got to make sure I put myself in the right situation. I got to be prepared. So whenever they pick up that phone and say, hey, come back to work, I'm ready to go. Ain't no stepping back, ain't no drawbacks. You got to be ready. So my advice to the younger crowd, man, is continue to dream. Again, don't be afraid to be by yourself, because a lot of the times you can't be better in life if you don't spend that time with yourself and understand what you truly want to become. Because you know, we think about our lives. You're a different person. When you're 18, you're a different person when you turn 21. When you turn 21, you're a different person when you turn 25, 30. Now I'm in 33. When somebody told me that when I was 20, I was like, yeah, right. I'm gonna be the same Wes no matter what. And you mature, you mentally go through things so you don't have to go through them in your life, man. And I always look at that. If it was a lesson that Spikes learned, I guarantee you he gonna share it with two. I guarantee you he gonna share it with me. And that's what it's all about, man. Uplifting our brothers and uplifting everybody. And we just can't never forget that. In this time of being alone, man, don't forget that.
Facts. And now, I mean, you got a lot of time on your hands with this COVID-19, obviously spending it with the family. Talk about some of the things off the field that you and the missus are doing.
Oh yeah, man. My foundation, 16 Ways, we're still very active in the community. We got this little mentoring program that we do back in my hometown. It's called Do the Right Thing. A little cheesy cliche I stole from Spike Lee.
Shout out to Spike Lee.
It all revolved around just, you know, there at this particular high school in my hometown, we did the numbers. It was 51% of the student bodies were athletes. And we challenged that 51% of the student body to change the whole realm of high school life. And, you know, it's been great. This is our second year in the program. We've been seeing, you know, students, you know, turnover, guys that are not going in school suspension. They used to get 20 days of in school suspension, now only getting 10. So it's like you see those little bitty steps. But that on top of our mentoring program, we teamed up with Scholastic Books to learn at home. So guys can go out there and go to scholastic.com/learn at home if you want to get your kids some books, get your kids an educational program. If you need help with anything, go to their website and visit that. Again, that's scholastics.com/learn at home. And that's a partnership with Scholastic and my foundation, 16 Ways. But other than that, man, we obviously we can't be out there on the forefront, hands on like we want to, but you know, man, we just got to stay moving behind the scenes. And right now, that's what we're doing.
Well, bro, man, we appreciate the time, my dog. And Wes, we hear you out there talking. Not Wes, who was that? Seth Graves. Seth Graves say, Wesley, can I get a shout out?
Who said that? Seth Graves. What's up, Seth? Oh, yeah, man, the Lumberjack, see you.
I see you growing that beard out, bro.
Hey, man, this quarantine, let me say, the wifey gonna tell me, well, you at least could have got a haircut or something. I'm like, I'm in quarantine mode, man. Ain't getting no haircut. Fam, say what's up.
What's up?
Hey, what up, though?
Yeah, man, let me say, y'all, look, man.
What the lake look like?
Ooh. I'm about to be out here on the lake, man.
Look at you.
Hey, my 40 acres in a lake.
Oh, man.
It's about 2 acres, but you can have the other acres. I just need
who counting, right? Who counting?
Hey, man, y'all. I'm so glad that y'all had me on the show, man. It's been an honor to even have an interview with two legends. Again, Takeo, man, I looked up to you as a younger kid, as a jit, man, trying to get my linebacker game together. And it's just like, man, to come back full circle, life has a true meaning, man. And I'm just so glad that I'm blessed to have had a chance to meet both of y'all too. I know if we would have had met in the A gap or the B gap, I would have ran you over. I would have splattered you. You would have got a negative on your PFF grade. I know that for a fact.
Listen, man, these feet don't let that happen, bro. Hey, I hold, but don't get called for holding. How about that?
That's a negative in my playbook, man.
No doubt, man.
And then this is my last baby. This Noah. Say hi, Noah. This is my twin. Say hi, Noah.
Hey, Noah.
Hey, Noah.
Okay, we'll get the turtle. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this Easter day off filled with turtle chasing and lizard catching. Yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all so much, bro.
When we come back down there, man, we want some more of them mangoes from that mango tree in the front too.
Oh yeah, the mangoes, they coming in. Give me about a month or so. I ship you a whole box on to you.
Ooh,
yeah, they gonna be good.
Definitely,
I got my oranges and my bananas. They growing and everything. So it's hot out here. Oh my goodness, ain't no rainy day out here.
Free too. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and be that good daddy that you are, my dog.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Man. Y'all keep inspiring the world, man.
Much love. Appreciate you, man. All right.